Happy Monday, guys. So I think I might have hit my meeting room instead of the actual So I've been doing a lot of changing of my name this week and working on getting things organized. Trying to watch, it keeps on popping up. We might end up having to add a password. And if so, it will be just normal Thrive. If we have to, but I'll let you guys know if that comes down to it. If you guys were on that call that Jason and Lindsay and Blair just did, and you are not excited for some reason, I want to shake you a little bit, because honestly, it was the fire that so many people I think needed to hear. It was absolutely incredible. Like, it was so spot on. And I've had a couple people talk about, they're like, not getting paid as much on people going VIP. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what are you doing? And here, okay, just because it's an option for people to not have to get the VIP packs, you guys, literally, like, just like Jason was talking about, first off, people getting VIP packs means people have samples to get out. If people have samples to get out, they can get people on Thrive a lot quicker, right? I literally bought a 200 pack when I got started. And those that have heard this story before, I bought a 200 pack when I got started, and Jamie Pecca had to use my card because her card kept on declining in Canada. For whatever reason, it kept on declining. So anyways, I didn't have much. I used my old commission card from my previous company. I know this sounded terrible. I didn't have much left on it. And I literally had to order a 400 pack before the night was even over, like literally like hours later. And it was like, as soon as I woke up that next morning, I had to, because I signed up at midnight, and I literally, you guys, had all of my samples sold before I even went to bed. So it was just a crazy night. And I hit my VIP 800 and VIP 1600, and I actually went 4K within 24 hours. And the whole reason that it happened, and I did not have anybody from my old team join me. Okay. So, like, for my previous business. So, like, that were on my team. And people ask a lot of times why. And I'm going to be honest with you. I went live on my Facebook. And that was something that just really struck me whenever they were talking about the call. And Lindsay, I believe, was talking about the excitement, and that, like, just talking to people and getting people excited. And you guys, that is key. And that's one thing I have definitely seen new promoters not doing, is going live right away and sharing their unboxing of their products. And I can tell you that if you do, and if you hop on with your new promoter, you can do the talking. All right. And they could be excited about what they're getting, and you can kind of be explaining it a little bit. I promise you, it brings a level of, hey, I'm getting started with this, and jump on, check it out. People are curious and they want to know. But I just went live on my own Facebook, and I talked about my day one. Like, literally by 12 o'clock in the afternoon on my day one, I was lucky, and I was a day one thriver. I was so excited that I told everybody, I'm like, you have got to try this. Like, message me now. Like, because these are not going to last. And I had, like, the samples, like, that I got, because I placed my order, right? So I only had, I don't know, I probably had like a week's worth of samples that I got when I first got started. So I had enough that like, my Thrive order was at my door in no time, though, before my samples ran out. But, like, I literally had to place a 400 pack order so quickly. And then I had that one almost completely gone as well, like, very quickly, because I totally went off of, first thing to do, get myself thriving for free. And if I signed a promoter, the first promoter, I had them thrive for free, get their pack. So you can imagine, I literally was, okay, now my customer, I want my customer to thrive for free. I'm like, are you willing to get this posted up? Like, as soon as you get your sample started, like, will you post your day one? And you guys, I messaged their friends, and I added their friends, and I signed their friends with their customer referral link. And it created momentum.
Amanda,
And that's what they were just talking about. Yeah. Go.
can you co-host me? Because we have a bunch of people in the waiting room.
I'm trying to get them in there. Okay. I hit all. Yeah, I'm going to co-host you though, just in case. Hopefully, yeah. I don't know why it's doing that waiting room business, but hopefully, hey, look, we've got 50 on there now. So I'll just have to keep on watching. I'm adding you. I don't know why my thing is like a little bit funky, but you guys, that momentum is literally the game changer of your business. Like, it will be a game changer. And I promise you that if you can create a momentum right away with your team, with your customers, thriving for free, your samplers, having them make a post, having them tag you, you immediately reaching out to people that comment on their post, you let them know, like, obviously you help them create the post, and then you reach out to that person. Hey, I seen Sarah, your Sarah's friend, Sarah wanted me to go ahead and shoot you a message and fill you in on what this was, since you asked a question, right? And I want to make sure that you get Sarah's link. That way they don't think that like you're just trying to hijack them from your friend. Because sometimes people think like, oh gosh, I commented on somebody's post. Here's this weird person messaging me. And sometimes I will reply on their comment, hey, I'm going to message you about Sarah's information and fill you in about this a little bit. And they're totally fine because I've already been tagged in the post. So they kind of admit that with a relatability. That's on Facebook. But you guys, you can literally do the same on Instagram. You can tag your friend just like influencers do. I want you to think about it. When an influencer is asked if they can post about a product, there's an exchange there a lot of times for them to make this post, right? So if they make this post, then they might get paid for that post. They might get a discount for that post or whatever. You have to go into it thinking it the same way. So you get a customer that decides that they're on Instagram and they're sampling and they're trying something, have them tag you, and then boom, you can sit there, you can message the people just the same because they can tag you in the post. This is where I got it from, and so on, right? And I also just want to say one more thing. Same thing goes with TikTok. Okay. You can go in your stories and you could do it, or you could post it on a TikTok and you can actually just tag the person that you got it from right in the comments in the same way. And then they can reply on there. Now on TikTok, you cannot message people that are not your friends. Well, actually, I don't know. I just got an update. So maybe you can get more messages now. But anyways, I don't know because I just clicked yes. But I can promise you guys this, if you go into it less of you are not bothering people, if people are asking questions, you're helping people. All right. I know Jackie has a list of some things that she wants to talk about tonight. And since my energy level after that call is seriously off the chains, I will take up this entire Zoom just blabbing my mouth because I get excited like that. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let Jackie talk for a minute, and then I'm going to fill in the middle. And I have a whole list of things that I want to talk about with you guys, with helping you get in front of your target audience, for one, making sure that you're adding regular, like every day. So getting in front of your target audience, talking about becoming a promoter and how you're going to help those new customers and new promoters thrive for free and get their VIP bonuses. Okay. Because that is a very important step. And Jason just literally said it on the call. Too many people procrastinate. All right. And I'm going to be really blunt and honest with you guys right now. If you create momentum going into this elite release, it's going to change your business. It is going to change your freaking life if you want it to. But it's not going to change it if you're not aggressive. It's not going to change it if you just kind of sit back and post every now and again and, oh yeah, this is so fun and da 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 da. It is a matter of you have to go into it with passion and excitement, and you have to let people know why they want this, like why they want to get started with this business. But anyways, I'll talk more about that when I kind of jump in, and I'm going to let Jackie, because it's already 1:15.
That's okay. Hi guys. Pardon my voice. I'm a little bit raspy just because I have been sick for like the last little bit. I don't know what it was. But really nice that we're all here. Anyways, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Jason's call was literally like a surprise call. And as soon as I got that email, you guys, I sent it out to, first of all, my team, of course, but I also sent it out to some of my key leaders and just like friends in the business that I lock arms with, some not even on my team, right? They're just like my sidelines and stuff. And the first thing I said was, corporate is going hard. They are going hard with these calls. They're bringing the fire. They're bringing leaders forth. Our CEO is showing up for us. Just because he's been in the grind. Okay, he's been doing this for a long time. He comes from network marketing. Like you heard his story. If you guys haven't heard his story, go get his book, right? If you're hitting 4K for the first time, or if you have somebody in your team that's hitting 4K for the first time, they're getting that book gifted to them by corporate. I'm pretty sure all of them have gotten it. So anyways, if you guys did not read that book, it's a really nice insight of, who our CEO is and who we're following, right? Like I always say this, Jason Camper is my mentor. He was not my mentor before, but like when I finally started to learn about the company, like I started for weight loss, I started for energy, but then I realized, oh my God, there is a freaking genius and mastermind and somebody who has the most integrity. Like he has so much integrity, you guys, like it's crazy. And it's just crazy to me. But if you get to know our CEO, like I love hearing from him. So for him to surprise us today on a Monday, like an hour before this call, I sent it to Amanda. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening right before our call. I can't wait to recap it with you guys. Because he touched on some things like, about VIP, and they are studying what's going on in the business. Like they don't just throw these things out. Everything they do is master planned, like everything, our comp plan, all the bonuses, all the promotions, all the things are master plan. And whatever it is, he has our best interest, the company's best interest, like when they launch these things, right? But besides that, something that really stuck out to me about Jason Camper is just that, like, and because a couple things, you guys, I worked in corporate America for almost 10 years. I used to work in the mortgage industry. Okay. Mortgage industry, they are an industry that is basically on a monthly schedule. Okay. So every single month it's based on performance, right? Kind of the same here, right? We're in a sales industry, but over there, it was something that every end of the month was crazy. Same thing here, right? So me stepping into this industry, it was kind of like, I left corporate long time ago, but I took those skills and I applied it here, right? Next thing, okay, so I was an entrepreneur for many years too. Like I actually used to own a vape lab with my ex. People used to invest in me before I invested into myself. Okay, so I want to make that clear because I didn't have money to go and open up a vape lab, right? But I had business partners and these like guys, okay, because they were these guys. One of them was my ex and it was his friends, but they were like, Jackie, you have great ideas. Like, Jackie, you know how to do these things. This is crazy. We don't know anybody that knows how to do these things. Why don't we go into business together, right? They gave me sweat equity because like I was part of a company, sweat equity, right? But something about like being a boss, like you can't just be a boss and boss people around, right? Like your people won't respect you if you're just like that. So I knew that, like coming from a corporate background and like being somebody who worked in corporate, and I'm listening to certain bosses and stuff, there's some bosses that you just really don't want to listen to because it's like, do you even know how to do some of those things? So Jason Camper is literally like somebody who I really look up to because I know he's done the work before. I know that he's in the grind. I know he's in the trenches. I know that he's like, he knows how to do it. He's not just telling you how to do it, right? And I know that firsthand just because I know like a boss recognizes a boss, right? And that was just how I always, like in previous businesses and stuff, like I had this is brick and mortar businesses, right? I was like that, right? I had employees where, if we were in the lab and there was a crazy busy day for production, I was in there producing with them. I was in there, like actually doing the work with them. I'm not going to let my whole team like just do everything while I just kick back and be like, all right, like get it done by this time. We have like things to ship. I'm not that kind of leader, right? And I know Jason Camper is not that kind of leader either. So when I heard him on today, I was just like, man, he like corporate is going hard. They're literally here doing things for us. They're showing up for us. Like, I'm so, so, so grateful.
I
Anyways,
gotta say something. I gotta say something real quick. Okay. So here's the thing. All right. And just like Jackie was just saying, like, you guys, I struggle with this because I did take a step back, right? But I took a step back. However, I had coverage with my leadership. And I was always available through message and so forth, right? So I wasn't heavily recruiting. And you know what? My paychecks dropped because of that. My PPA dropped because of that. In fact, Drew called me out on it one time. When I was going through my divorce, I was working and I was finishing my degree, and my kids were like having meltdowns. And anyways, I could not be 100%. With that said, there comes a time that you're going to need to hit your business hard if you want it to grow. Okay. And by hard, I mean, you are going to have some dedication. I know that Jackie's going to talk about some of this with consistency here in just a second. And I really encourage you to take some notes and I'm going to give you some actionable tasks as well. But listen to what she has to say, because there comes a time where you have to say, you're not going to do the bare minimum anymore. That you're literally going to go above and beyond, not for me, not for your upline, okay, but for you and your family and your why. And you're not going to be able to go. That's why there's like 30-day pushes and 60-day pushes and 90-day pushes. And that's why a lot of times these bonuses have a certain length of time, okay, because they know that people are going to run hard. Just like when I came in, I signed January 15th, the bonuses ended by April 30th. Well, Jamie Pekka and I were like, all right, well, beat you, bitch. Like, seriously, like that's what our mentality was. So she hit it in 45 days and I hit it in 8 weeks. Okay. So like I actually had to roll into the new month and I was like having a heart attack because on March 1st, I started at 0. And then I finished the month at 333,000 in sales. And I hit 200K on the 24th, 2 days after my dad's birthday. Okay. So that meant a lot because I was running for it, because it was something that I needed to prove to myself that I could do. And my goal was not about my paycheck, because I wanted to hit that 200K rank. I wanted to shut a lot of people up also, because I had a lot of people like hating on me at my work because I came back and so forth. And in my previous company. And like I said, you guys, I literally, when I left my previous company and I joined Lavelle, my cousin had like blocked me from a lot of stuff and she was my upline, and it was just like a really bad situation. And like I said, it was after my dad passed and I was working full time again, and I was really stressed trying to pay for his funeral, and I needed to pay back taxes. I needed to pay his funeral bill and I needed the money. But also more than that, I knew that I had till April 30th to help as many people earn those life-changing bonuses as possible. And I knew that if I could earn it that quickly without having a single person from my team initially join me at all, yeah, then anybody could literally run. But it was a matter of, you have to not be afraid to talk about it. You have to literally not shut up about it and be excited about it. And you have to just go for it, right? It doesn't mean you have to be everywhere. It doesn't mean you have to be on every platform, but we have the chance right now with Elite launching and weight loss being one of the #1 New Year's resolutions. Get your go power in, right? So Jackie, go ahead and talk about some of that stuff that you were planning on anyways.
yeah, yeah, there's more. That I was gonna say something though. It was kind of about taking breaks and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Amanda always brings this up. I don't know why, because she's worked her ass off to get to where she was, and what she's built, it sustains, right? Like, and that's pretty much like what everybody prays for in this business, right? Like literally that you're gonna change someone's life, that's gonna change someone's life, and who knows how many lives go on, but your business is still gonna be there, right? Something I was gonna say about that. Just same thing with your challenges and stuff. What you were saying is just like why they have like certain things and stuff. Like Jason Camper also hit on it on the last call. He said the top people in this company, it was literally like, it doesn't matter how fast they go, but like if when they look back, right, there was like a solid like 60 days, 100, like 60 days, what do you say, 6 months, like year or whatever, that they were just going hard. And that's what it took, right? Like just, he was saying something about that. And I can totally relate to that because when I first came into this business, right? The first couple of months, it was just like, okay, well, what am I doing? Right. It was 12K from like, I don't know, it was like 4 months or whatever. But there was a season where we went really freaking hard from like January to May. And I didn't know what slow was. Like Jason said so many things where I'm like, gosh, he gets it, right? He gets it. He said the new people don't know, like they don't know, they only know what we tell them, right? So if you say it's slow to your new person, they're going to be like, oh, it's slow, like I don't know anything different, right? Like I literally came in that way. Like I came in and it was slow season, I didn't really know. So I was kind of thinking, I'm like, man, this is pretty hard, but I didn't know that it was just a slow season, right? I didn't know it was like winter. I didn't know people were, going through holidays and stuff. I didn't know any of those things. And at that time, you guys, my brain, like I wasn't even really thinking about those things. I wasn't even putting, hey, people don't want to buy right now because it's holidays. I wasn't even thinking of those things at that time, right? Literally ignorance on fire. But he's right about like, one day, and all you guys have to do is just change the way you're doing business, right? Like you just have to wake up and make a decision. Like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. I'm going to like focus. I'm going to, do a 90-day run, right? You guys hear about this in a lot of like network marketing companies, these blitzes and these little things where people just run like they run hard, right? They literally run hard. And that was something that I didn't know. Like I just kind of got placed into that during that time because it was January, right? I didn't know what I had my hands on. I just happened to be here, right place, right time. The products were working for me. I was feeling good, right? And I was just like, January hit and I'm like, holy shit, like there's a whole freaking rush of people wanting to lose weight. And like, all of a sudden people want this, right? Like it just happens, right? And when people quit, they don't experience that, right? When people stop posting about it during the slow months, they don't experience that because people are going and signing with other people, right? Just like be planting your seeds now, right? Anyways, with those little like blitzes and 90-day runs, you guys won't be able to breathe, right? You guys will not be able to breathe when it happens. Like, so when elite comes and all these things, if you guys are promoting it the right way, if you guys are being consistent, your inbox is not going to be quiet, right? Like your teams are going to be like busy and popping and all those things. Let me see. Oh, 1 second. Every time I see you in that room, you have more stuff. Annie, that's so funny. Yes, this is actually my new office, you guys. So funny that you say that, Annie. I actually just moved into a bigger home. And if you guys don't know, I'm not going to go over my whole story, but I did become a single mom, like in the process of, being a thriver and everything. And I moved out, first time I ever like moved out on my own and had to pay for my whole living by myself, right? That was 3 years ago that I became a single mom, you guys. And I was in a townhome. And at that time, like when I moved into that townhome, it was over my budget, you guys. But I knew that I needed the space, right? I was like, I want the girls to have their own room. Having a home office was something that was really important to me because this business at that time, like, yes, I had hit 200K, but I was like, falling back as an 80K during a slow season. So I was like, shit, man. I mean, at least I have an income coming in and I'm not where I want to be. And, it's even getting harder as leadership. I need a clear space to be able to grow my mind, grow my team, all those things, right? So having that home office was important to me. So I went and got a place, you guys, out of my budget because I was just like, I need this, right? It was really close to my kids' school where I was like, I can drive in school 5 minutes. I can come back. Like I'm by myself. Like, how am I going to do this? Right. Anyways, that home is something that on the end of this month, November 30th, I'm turning those keys back over because now I'm in a much, much bigger place. If you guys follow me on Instagram and see some of these things, it's crazy. People were like, you plus 2 little girls, like, what do you need all that space for? And I'm like, because I'm getting ready for expansion, right? I'm getting ready for 2023. I need magic to happen. I'm ready to make another 7 figures in this office and create more 6-figure stories into my team, organization, sidelines, whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's why I want the big space, right? Because I'm literally home like 24/7. I don't like traffic is going past the kids' toys. You know what I mean? Like that's why, right? But anyways, little just whatever. But I feel good, right? Because literally on the Zooms and stuff, if I'm hosting Zooms like 5 days a week and stuff, I need to have that energy to bring to you guys and all that. But anyways,
You're
so
speaking it. You're speaking it into existence. What Jackie just did right there, you guys, literally, she's speaking 2023. I want to create another 7-figure of earnings. I want to create more 6-figure earners and net 7-figure earners, right? She's looking for expansion. Speak that, okay? When you speak that, like, it is what brings life into not only yourself, because that's your own self-belief, like, I'm going to do this, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts, but literally it's what other people are attracted to. Every single one of you guys were in freaking just now inspired by what she just said, weren't you? Yeah, you were. I know you were, because I was, okay? I literally walked away from everything, okay? And honestly, I'm richer now with a lot of debt for my ex, okay? But I am richer now in my happiness, in the space that I have, and where I'm at in life, because I have better support and I have my kids, and it just, it is where it is, right? And so I know the same thing. It's like, yeah, I'm about ready to have more 7-figure earners on my team, and I am ready for an explosion. And honestly, I felt this shift happen this past week that literally gave me goosebumps, because I know and I feel it in my heart after talking to Chas and Amber, and Jackie, and just a lot of us. I feel this energy shift of people that are stepping into their roles, and their leadership, and that's empowering. And honestly, I think that's when we're going to see an explosion. But anyway, speak life into your business, just like Jackie just did. And I promise it'll be a game changer too. All right, I'm shutting up.
I want to be transparent too, just because it's 2022. My best year was last year, 2021, right? 2020, like I don't even know if 2022 is going to surpass my 2020, right? I'm just being completely honest. Like I did not nearly make as much as I did like last year, and I don't even know if I'll be 2020, but I'm still here, right? And this business has created such an opportunity for me, and some things that like, everybody has to experience this. It doesn't like, I'm aligned with the products, the business and everything. I'm not going anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I mean, go and pluck off your vision boards, you guys. Like if you guys have them, go get them. Like we're going to start going into that stuff. We're going into that time of the year where like I'm getting ready. Like I was just telling you, I'm getting ready for 2023. Like that's literally why more stuff keeps popping up. I was in an empty office because I had just moved, right? And I moved alone, you guys. Like I don't have family here where I live. Like it's crazy. It's just crazy how everything kind of like came and aligned and stuff. But now we're online, right? We are literally online. We're like on Zoom and stuff, but we're gonna go back to training because I did tell Amanda a bunch of stuff. I'm like, hey, I want to talk about this stuff today. And what I want to talk about is really like, what it takes, like just kind of like the GPOT stuff, right? And in order for you to get people on Thrive, you definitely have to do the work, right? What is the work? The work is talking to people, getting samples out, posting about your business every single day in like one way, form or another, right? Whether you're posting what it's doing for you, because it is that's why you're sharing it, right? It is your why to the outside people looking in. What else? Your community, right? Like the people that you have around you, you're here, like you're not doing this by yourself, right? It's fun, like what we're actually getting to do together. And then what else was I talking about? And just the business in general, right? So doing the work. If you guys don't post about things or don't like, if you guys are not doing the work, like you guys have nothing to work on, right? There's no people to work on if you guys aren't like attracting one way or another. So just like doing the work, like the first thing I do when I'm like thinking it's a little bit quiet, I'll go and I'll start posting. I'll start talking about my story, right? I'll start talking about why I started thriving. I did have a killer transformation. I didn't have it the first time around because I quit, right? On 5 days, I'm like, this stuff doesn't work. Like, twin, what the hell did you give me? You know what I mean? But second time around, I did have an amazing transformation, and I always share my transformation. If you guys don't have one, share other people's transformations. One of the biggest things, you guys, when it comes to just like sharing and talking about Thrive, if you guys don't have a physical transformation or something that you guys can show, don't let that stop you from sharing other people's. This is one of the biggest things, you guys. I can think of people off the top of my head. Of course, I'm not going to name them, but I know a lot of people that I wish I could just shake them and be like, get out of your ass, right? Like, literally get out of your ass and start sharing other people's transformation. Who cares if it's not you, right? Like, you're not going to have the same experience as, other people, but you can't be the one to hold back somebody else's experience and like their blessing, right? If they're going to see it from you, like, just make sure that you're giving them something to see, right? So share other people's transformations, because I know a lot of people, like, whatever it is, whether their lifestyle, like, maybe they're just doing it for the energy. They don't have a killer side by side, whatever it is. Or maybe they're like super tiny, they're real thin, or they're already young. And they're saying like, my people don't need this because they're so young. Like, my network's not there, or whatever. My people are just not into health and wellness yet, right? Kaylee, yes, you can in just a second. But it's so important, you guys, to share other people's transformations. It's one of the biggest things, like that's where most of my business comes from. Like, I can talk all about like money and ranks and all these like stupid things and stuff, but that's not what gets people attracted to me. People are like, I want the weight loss, right? I need the energy. I'm just so tired every day. Like, those are the things that actually pull people to you. All this other cool stuff, whatever, it's just inspiring, right? But it doesn't get people to buy. Like, this is not what sells people. You know what I mean? So anyways, Kaylee, go ahead and add something.
Hello. So I want to add to this because it was one thing that actually Chaz said when she just came up to a leader or a retreat that I just did. And she had somebody that had been watching who couldn't necessarily relate to her and her transformation. But then all of a sudden, she said she started posting other people's, and one girl that she had that had been following her and watching her for so long, she's been trying to get her thriving. Finally, she said, oh my gosh, that person looks how I look right now. I want to look like that. I can do this. And she related to that transformation she shared. So it is so, so important to share different people's. That's why I love like our customer group and stuff like that, but also share your internal one too. I know for a long time for me, Andrew would pick on me because I would post like a super old picture and I'd be like, yeah, my transformation. Well, clearly I look different. But anyways, it wasn't until Ultimate Thriver when I got really serious to where I actually had a physical transformation. And so definitely be a product of the product. If you have not done Ultimate Thriver or you're new, definitely do that. We had so many people hop on board with us just because they wanted to do it all together. So that's all I got.
Courtney Glacier, a couple weeks ago, she's fire, you guys. She's like one of the craziest leaders. Like, she's super red. If you want a fire lit up your ass, that's her. But she said the same thing. She said she posted a transformation and somebody said the exact same thing. It's just like, oh my God, that person looks like me right now. They couldn't relate to Courtney, right? But they could relate to the other pictures and stuff that they were posting. It's so, so, so important, you guys. So that's one of the main things. Just like when you are doing the work, right? Doing the work means talking to people, sending out samples, getting people on Thrive, right? Creating that work for yourself. Like, we're here, with Lavelle, with Thrive, we have to create that work for ourselves. We have to create that momentum and bring people in. So we have something to work on, right? Once you guys do get the work, right, you have people to follow up on, people you're working on, make sure you follow through with that work, right? So make sure you follow through with all those people, like following up with them, overcoming any of their objections, and getting help when you're having a hard time, like dealing with people. How many of you guys get discouraged because you're dealing with a customer and you're like, damn, like inside you're telling yourself, you're like, oh my God, I'm about to lose this. I'm about to lose this person. It sounds like they don't want it anymore. Like they're kind of falling through they're falling through the cracks, right? It happens all the time, but you can overcome it by getting help, right? Learning better verbiage. Like soon, the more you practice these things, you guys, and this kind of leads into the next thing. Like you guys have to evaluate the outcome of the things that you guys are doing, right? If you guys are getting samples out and it's not converting, right? If you guys are getting somebody on the Thrive experience and they're not sticking to it, all those things, evaluate the outcome and practice, right? Practice just like overcoming some of the things, practice getting help, right? And do it quickly, right? Urgency is key, right? You want to be able to catch somebody before they're gone and too late, right? Like some of them will go away and they'll be like, oh, I've kind of been off the products for too long already. Like if you let them like sit and just kind of like sit in their head and you're not following up with them, you're going to lose them, right? Like a 10 days is going to pass. Like, how are you going to resurrect that thriver? You really have to have like a hot tongue, right? And really be able to pull them back in with something for you to be able to resurrect that person. So the best thing is really just to stay on top of them, right? And just like, make sure that you guys are like following up the way that you guys should. And, besides that, like, practice, what was I saying? Evaluate the outcome. If you like the way that it turned out, right, practice more of that. That's going to give you guys a lot more confidence in you, how you're dealing with people and your business. And if you don't like the outcome, like if it was really hard to do samples the way you did it, or if it was really hard for you to like follow up or whatever, right, that's when you have to like see what you can improve. Like it's really just like when you get the groove of things, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is it. I figured it out. This is my jam. This is what's been working for me. It's been what's been working for me with my network, right? Because that is really, really important. Like how I deal with my customers might not work for you, right? Even though like for me, like people call me the rainbow because I have all those colors. So it is a little bit like, there's not really a lot of customers I can't deal with, mainly because like people who are like super green, if you guys know what that means, like analytical, and they need to know all the facts, like I can help console them, right? Because I do have a lot of those facts. But some other people, like whatever it is, you're going to have to figure out what works for you, what works for your people, right? The people like your friends, your circle, all that stuff, because it's going to be different for everybody. Another thing is, if you are not doing the work and you're not following through with making your work worth it, right? You can't expect the results if you're not doing those two things like simultaneously and correctly, right? You literally can't expect results with that. And, I'm just going to say this straight up because there's a lot of people, a lot of noise, people that left the company. I can guarantee you they probably weren't working their business in those two things, right? They probably were not creating work for themselves. They were probably posting and praying. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just aligning, like they didn't just like leave. So when I hear, I've been like seeing some things online, like my people weren't winning. Okay, but were they doing the work, right? Were they actually creating? Were they getting the help? Were they reaching out? They probably weren't doing any of those things. Like I can honestly guarantee you that. So yeah, anyways, so that is a little bit of that. And then another thing, what I was saying is just like, if like for me, like with ignorance on fire, right? Like I came into this business totally ignorance on fire, right? It was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, let me just try it. And then as I started plugging into Zooms and hearing how other people do things, how other people teach things, and started hearing these frameworks and like all these things, I was like, oh my God, I was kind of doing those things naturally. But now that I know that this is actually a thing, like it's kind of like confirmation that I was doing the right things. And I was kind of taking things like and refining, like, oh my God, I was doing the right things, but like, I'm going to take some of these tips and apply it and just kind of like refine my process, right? And you guys have to practice it, right? You guys have to create work for yourself and then practice on your customers, practice on like, you'll get the hang of things. And like, don't, even if you can change, I always say this, if you can change one person's life a month, you guys, that's 12 people in a year, right? That is huge. Like, what if they all turned into a team member or like a business partner for you? Like, if you just focus on like, let me just change one person's life this month, like I'll be good. Like, even if you change like 4 people's lives a year, whatever, right? Imagine you attracted 4 people whose lives you changed that said yes to the business every year, right? Like that is crazy. That's solid. You could have a organization right there, your first 4 legs, right? Like it's just that's kind of like how I like see things, you know.
Well, and I want to say, like Lindsay said on the call earlier, she said, you know, every 14 days her business restarts, right? And I want you guys to really, really think about that. What if every 14 days you scratched off everything that you hadn't accomplished and you just put your head focused in getting 2 more customers and 2 more promoters? Okay. And that's where you focused at. Like literally you zoned in on it and you said, okay, I need to get these 2 customers. I need to try for free this month. And that is what I'm going to focus on. So now every day you're going to be posting to target getting customers. How do you post to target to get customers? You post what customers would want. Exactly what Jackie was just talking about with the results. Okay. People want results. People want results, not necessarily from your transformation, but somebody else's transformation. And again, Kaylee even mentioned it. It doesn't even have to be the external transformation. It can be the internal transformation. It can just be the fact that you actually wanted to take control of your health. You guys, I literally posted a before and after picture today right on my Facebook, and I posted it on my Instagram. Okay. Because I realized I have not posted before and after picture on my Instagram. I've been doing reels and all this stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't know why. I don't know why. And I'm going to tell you what, I used to sign, well, a crap ton of customers. And all I did was literally, I was very consistent. And it was like, every 3 or 4 posts that I made on Instagram, it was literally a testimony of some kind, period, end of story, or a business opportunity. And then my stories the same. Now, I'm not telling you you've got to be 100 places. All right. I want you to zone in and focus on where you can get consistent at. Because honestly, that is where you are going to end up growing. That's where you're going to get the most momentum. Now, if you want to post everywhere, that's fine. But if you're going to post other places, you need to make sure that you're adding to your network, you're interacting with your network, to people that actually would want your product. All right. You can search people by literally hashtags. You can search people by keywords. You can search people by people that you've talked to before. If you've actually got your list together, get yourself organized. Spend this next month getting yourself organized and getting yourself some habits started. Like every day reaching out to birthdays. Who forgot and hasn't done that for a while? If you work Facebook, like I know you do that if you work Facebook. But if you get on Instagram, okay, well, what's your game plan? You're just getting on Instagram, making a post and then running? No, that's not going to grow your business. You're not going to get anybody. You need to interact with people, right? So like get in there, say, I'm going to go and compliment 10 people's stories right now. I'm going to get in there and compliment and look up weight loss journey. I'm going to go up and look at mom of 2 or whatever. You're just going to look up some keywords and then you're going to go through and you're going to add some of those people. You're going to like some of their stories. You're going to comment genuinely on some of their stuff, right? So like 3, 2, 1, boom, you're done. You did that and you got to check that off the list every day. If you mark off something, like I watched this girl's TikTok the other day and she was talking about how every morning she used to hit the snooze. Well, she gets a result from that, right? She gets to sleep a little bit longer when she does that. That becomes a habit. But what if instead of hitting that snooze, you got up and took a drink of water? Okay. You took a drink of water. Guess what? Your brain just said, now you're woke up. You're not going to go back to sleep. You just retrained a new habit. Okay. And so every day now, instead of hitting that snooze when the alarm went off, you're getting a drink of water, you're getting out of bed, you're getting more productive. What if every day you got up and you made your bed? You're going to feel like you already accomplished something. So if you got up every day, you made your bed, you took your Thrive, you took a picture, you posted it in your stories. You tell me after you went and liked people's stuff, commented on people's stuff, interacted intentionally, you're not going to start getting interest in asking you about samples. Like, whoa, what? Yes, you will. I guarantee it. Try it. And then you can tell me otherwise. I do want to mention something. If you're getting started, a new promoter getting started, and if you are not confident at all get them in a 3-way chat with somebody. Okay. Does not have to be your upline. It can be a sideline. It can be somebody that you just strictly ask. Okay. But I'll tell you right now, don't put me in a 3-way chat with somebody that doesn't want to work. I'm just being straight up with you. Don't put me in a 3-way chat because you are wasting my time and your time. And time is money. And literally, like, we have 6 kids and I'm trying to run a business and I'm running all over the place. Okay. Just keeping it real. I want you guys to put your phones down at night and enjoy your family. So get the shit done. All right. Don't waste people's time. And I don't waste people's time when I'm talking to them. Like, I'm straightforward. Like, are you ready to get ordered now? Like, are you ready? Like, when are you going to be ready? How can I help you? Work within their budget. Remember, your thrives you to tailor your system. They can't afford all 3 products. Guess what? Get them started on 1, capsules, right? And then move them along. Get them going to whatever their goal is. All right. Maybe they're coming in and like they're constipated all the freaking time. I don't know. Balance. Like, literally, like, you get them whatever it is that they are complaining about that they want the major change in. And that's what you're going to focus on helping them get started. A good, better, and best, right? So like Lindsay said, when somebody gets started, like, bet your ass I don't talk about the fact that you can order whatever you want as a new promoter. No, there's 3 options. And I'm sorry. There is 3 options. There's a 200 pack and this is the deal with that. There's a 400 pack and this is the deal with that. And here's the 800 pack. Most people, to be honest with you, they're going to want to go with the 200 pack until you tell them the benefits of the 400 pack. So I always share my story of how I ordered the 200 pack. And then guess what? Everybody wanted samples and I needed my product. So it was way more beneficial for me to be able to order the 400 pack, get the coupons, get the deals, but also have all the samples that I could sell and still have product for myself. So you want to sell it so that they also will get their money right back. And that is how they're going to get their money back, through samples, through hitting their VIPs, by actually talking to people. Your new promoters coming in right away, you guys, connect them with somebody that will help you. Connect them with somebody, because literally, like Jason said, and like Jackie just said, within a couple days, their excitement is going to be gone. Okay. And I don't like to sign people that aren't ready to work. I mean, listen, I ask people, like, are you ready to do this? Are you ready not? And if they say they're like gonna kind of do it, like, I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste my time. Like, and I don't mean that in a rude way. Please understand, I do not mean that in a rude way. I'm not going to sit here and try to beg somebody to post if they're not going to post. Like, I straight up ask them, like, hey, do you want to run after these bonuses? Do you want to get your business rolling? Yes, you need money. Okay. A girl messaged me last night, Amanda, how can I come up with $3,000 really quick? Well, I gave her a straight fact answer. She didn't like it. That doesn't work. Well, I'm sorry. Good luck making OnlyFans. I don't know. Like, I said that. That's literally what I told her, because I literally don't know what to tell you. That's realistic. Like, I mean, so the reality of it is, you guys, you can't get something without doing something, right? You're not going to achieve something without doing it. And if you are in chats that are literally just gossip chats and like sitting there bullshitting all day, you are not being productive. I get it. Okay. You want to make friendships in this business, but chats for business are not for chitter chatter. They are for congratulating things that you actually did to achieve something. That is for giving tips, for telling people, hey, I just did this and it worked. Go try it. Hey, I have a question. Like, my customer has this question, Here, you're answering it, right? Boom, move on. You should not be hanging out in chats all day. There is a reason why mine are muted on Facebook, and it is because it distracts me. And I am an energy sucker. Okay. If I got bad energy around me, then I'm going to suck in the bad energy and it's going to freaking pull me down all day long. If I've got good energy, there's a reason why there's no negativity in my chat. It's not that I don't want people to ask real questions, ask the hard questions, but if you're going to ask the hard questions, be prepared for the real facts. Be prepared for, I'm going to bring back the facts for you. And then it's done. It's kind of like in a relationship. If you decide to stay with a cheating spouse, well, then guess what? Shut your mouth, because You decided to stay, so you can't keep throwing it back in their face, right? So I'm sorry, I hope that didn't offend anybody, but my ex cheated on me. So that's like, you know, when I decided I was going to stay, I had to make that decision that I was going to throw it in his face every day. I'm divorced now to him, and I have an amazing husband now. So I can say that. All right. But I'm just saying the reality of it is you need to be able to get a game plan so that this does not have to be your life. However, if this is your job and your main source of income, or how you want to pay for Christmas, or how you want to pay for your bills, then you have to make it a priority and you have to get a game plan together. That means adding people, posting. I just saw Brock, which he has a training this week, Wednesday. I just saw his post. He said long captions that used to be popular a couple of years ago, use them as your reels. Use them as your captions in your reels whenever you're telling your stories or in your stories, right? So instead of having these big long captions underneath your post on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, which I still write books every day. Tim always teases me like, Jesus Christ, Amanda, like this is long. But yeah, the reality of it is I talk a lot and I can't help it. But I know that the picture was going to be powerful, and that's, I kind of got off topic earlier. That picture, my before and after picture, you guys, I had already been thriving for a year and a half. I was staying on stage as number 2 in the company, fastest growth. And I'm just going to be real with you. It's recorded, but it was over 500,000 that I had made. Okay. Had made. All right. In over a year. And I'm telling you that because I want you to understand, I did not stop for the first, like, I don't even know, like couple years. I did not even stop. And 2020 was actually my highest year in Lavelle. And it was when I went through my divorce. Go figure.
It is a blessing, Amanda, because like literally God, universe, whatever was looking out for you, that you were about to go through a time in your life where you needed that, right?
Yeah.
So it really gave you the power, gave you like the, hey, Amanda, here's this opportunity, like work on this now, because I'm gonna hit you with some crazy ass shit the next year. And
yeah.
literally.
Yeah. And I think people need to realize, like, you know, guys, you have to put in that work and you have to put in that effort. And like Kaylee said, like her team uses Telegram, and you guys, Telegram, I struggle. Like, so if you're in like the chat, like, honestly, to be transparent with you, I was kind of moved out of chats. I was removed from certain chats of people that had left and so forth. I have nothing bad to say about anybody, except for if you know somebody that needs connected, please get them connected to all of us. I'm trying to navigate that. You know, this is not my first rodeo. You guys, last time I had a 200K, an 80K, a 40K, and another 80K leave, my volume literally quadrupled, and I had my seriously best year ever following that. So that year that you saw me on stage, that's in my picture tonight on the profile, I was getting this number 2 award. I was at almost 200 pounds. I taught a training. Okay. I was taking Thrive, but I was not taking care of myself. Okay. I was taking Thrive, but I was not taking care of myself. And I will never tell somebody that they're going to get magical results by taking the 3 steps without taking care of themselves. So you want to work with the product, right? So I'm actually gearing up for doing the detox because I want to get my body prepared for Thrive Elite, and I'm going to be one sexy bitch next summer. Okay. Because yeah, I'm going to try to go for you know, the ultimate thriver. And you know what, get involved in those groups. And if you see people say, hey, we're going to do a challenge, like who wants to do the ultimate thriver, who wants to get together and do you know, a detox, like we have a detox group together. Kaylee's done so much work on that, you guys. There is literally groups for like everything. And I can promise you, I mean, and Kaylee had a girl, we had 3 winners from our team from the ultimate thriver, you guys. 3, 4. How many did we have, Jackie? Help me out here. There were 3 or 4
right now, for sure.
Yeah. Jana, you had 2 on your team, right?
We had Megan, Megan that actually, she did win money. Yes.
Mhm.
We had other ones too. We had a bunch of runners up and everything, but Megan's the
Yes.
one.
And
Well,
then Jana also won. She's on Kaylee's team. So you guys, I don't want you to think that there's no possible way. Like, hell yeah, there's a possible way. And there are big ass prizes for that. And Jana will tell you, yeah, she came in second place. Jana came in second place. And you guys, that money changed her life. Like literally, like it set her up in such a position that it's a game changer. But anyways, remove yourself from negativity. If you're in a non-productive area, if you're around people that are not speaking life into you, and please do not be fooled by life into you. Yes, you want to build friendships. Some of the best friends I have, okay, I have met through this industry. Some of the most inspiring mentors that I've met through this industry. However, it does not grow my business, nor theirs, nor my team's business if we are just chitting chatting. And always remember this: if the conversations are about people, then you should get out of them. Okay. And that's all I've got to say. One other thing. I do want to challenge you guys that if you have not gone live or you have not done your stories, like where you're actually talking in your stories, I want to challenge every single one of you guys this week before next Monday to at least go live either on your Facebook, go live on TikTok, go live on Instagram. I don't care where you go. Okay. But I want you to go and do something where you are talking to the camera. And I'm not talking about, it's got to have something to do with your business. Okay. Because I'm tired of this horse shit that you just get on there and talk. All right. No, I want you to talk about your business. I want you to do an interview. I want you to actually get back to sharing the products. That's what we sell. Okay. Sharing the opportunity. This opportunity is what we do. This scooting around what this business is actually does, like what people actually need to do to order, to get new customers, to sign new promoters. Like, let's get out of that. Okay. Let's say, is this working? No, it's not. Okay. So now we need to get back to, I'm not talking about spamminess. I'm talking real live interview, real live. I'm packaging up samples, bullshit with them. Tell a story. I don't care. Clean your house, but you're packaging up samples in between, right? Make some dinner. I do that all the time. Like you guys, I laid on the floor and talked about samples and like pumped up my neck because I got some neck stretcher thing. And literally I do the most ridiculous things sometimes on lives. People freaking love it. Okay. They don't care. It doesn't have to be just focused on your product or your opportunity. So if you're not like super comfortable in front of a camera, sitting there talking about your samples or whatever, get somebody on. And no, I'm not doing any live interviews this week because I'm going to start doing and focusing on Amanda actually going live, right? So I love you all, but you guys can pair up with each other because I'll get 20 messages before I even get off the Zoom.
Before you guys go, I want to just share because Amanda was actually the person who challenged me to go live. And this was like 4.5 years ago, you guys, but it happened because she just said on a Zoom, she probably didn't even know who I was yet. It was just me plugging into a Zoom. She didn't know who I was, right? But what she said, I was like, okay, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live. And I see Angela, she's saying that she's scared to go live. I can record and then post. You guys, I did that too. I used to like drive in the car. I would turn on my camera. I would just hit record and I would just talk to myself. And that's how I got comfortable. Finally, I was like, hey, I'm going to finally go live, right? And when I did, I finally went live on Facebook, like Amanda had challenged the entire Zoom to do. And that was the first time I ever went live, you guys. It was so crazy. And I was like, my voice was shaking. Some friends that had watched my live, they were like, hey man, that was cool. Like I heard your voice shaking. It was real cool. Like it was vulnerable. And I'm like, oh.
I'm actually really there's somebody that commented over here. Nikki commented. She says, I talk my stories. I never know what to say on live. I get nervous. Guess what, you guys? Nikki, everybody does, honey. Everybody gets live. If you go back on my lives, and I can probably pull up videos of me live. Okay. I literally was like this close to the camera. And you can probably see up my nose. And I was like in the dark. And I was talking like this, and I was laying down sometimes. Like literally, my lives were the most ridiculous things ever. Please do not worry about that. Okay. Don't worry about okay, so, and also, I just want to say, if you are going live in your stories currently and you're not getting results from that, then yes, go live on your profile. Do it. Do it. But make sure you go live with purpose. Make sure you have some reason to go live, right? Are you packaging up samples? Are you talking about your 3 steps? Are you talking about what you're excited about? Remember, everything needs to have some kind of hook. If you want to get reactions, if you want to get people liking stuff, then you need to ask them for that. You need to ask for the reaction. You need to ask them like what's reeling them in. Okay. Like you need to know what your call to action, like every post and every story, if you want to get some kind of reaction, it has to have a call to action. It has to have some kind of hook to it, right? So make sure you know what you're going live about. Make sure you ask for the interaction during your live, like relatability, asking if people can relate to that, if they need more energy, if they can, do they have kids? Like, do their kids always interrupt? Do you go live? Are you nervous when you go live? Like, talk about the elephant in the room. I promise you, it gets better. Once you finish up your live, before your live and after your live, go interact. I promise. Like, don't interact with people from school that you never talked to, that don't care and don't wouldn't even show up at your funeral, or like don't ever, whatever. They were like your mean girl at school or something. Like, interact with people that like you actually talk to. Interact with people that would actually be interested in what it is that you have. And we are over. I just realized that I could go on and on and on and on my friend all day long. That was totally from I don't even know. Was that like from Barney or something? I don't even know. But I love you guys. I'm super duper excited. Jackie literally said a key thing: evaluate what you've been doing and change the things that are not getting you results. All right. Shake it up. Like Jackie just said, I challenged her to a live. I challenged a lot of people to some stuff. Lisa and Lena did a Zoom yesterday or this morning. And you guys, I can remember I interviewed Lisa and she was like at Disney and she went like, she was going for VIPs. And I can remember certain moments that people had, those aha moments within their business. And you guys, it changed everything for them. And I know that it sounds like I'm like blowing smoke up your butt, but I can promise you, I have done every single thing I have told you. I have made lead boxes. I have put stuff out everywhere. I don't know how many of you guys saw my post today where it was like scanning the post and literally it goes right to my link. Okay. I have it in my stories right now. I have it on my post right now. I've had so many questions about that. I've had so many people inquire on my website. Okay. People are curious. They're like, what's that? And so many people have to scan the menu at restaurants. Like there's totally triggered for the QR codes, right? So guess what? I can put that up at the post office on a bulletin board. I can put it up at the grocery store at the bulletin board. I could go to a vendor event and people just scan themselves. Boom, you're entered into a drawing if you create a free account. You guys, get creative. Go talk to people and just shake it up. Like if something's not working, go find a couple people that are kicking major ass right now and see what they're doing. Okay. And utilize their ideas to grow. If you need help with promoters, you need help with customers. Like once you're talking to them, screenshot it, send it to a sideline, an upline, a chat that you're in, ask for advice, ask for direction, and go from there. But most of all, don't ask me to help you if you're not going to do it. Because like literally that will piss me off. Just don't. Honestly, like, and you can ask, like so many people I've come to, if you want advice, like be prepared that I'm going to expect that you like are going to do it. So because if not, when you come back and ask for advice again, I'm going to ask you to go do the things I told you to do the first time. And it will change your business. I'm not telling you like you need to make sure people get to know you because that's your like your know, like, and trust factor. But if people don't know what you have and people don't know how it can benefit them, product or opportunity, like right now, you better believe I'm talking about Christmas money. Yeah, to every single person I talk about. Okay. So Anyhow, okay, I'm done running my mouth. I have a massive headache and I will get this recording up ASAP. Jackie, do you have anything else that you can think of?
If you have Move Pro, you should take that because I think that actually helps.
I have it coming in the mail. I ordered it on my auto ship. I did not order it the day it came out, and because I realized my auto ship was running, and I was like, oh, so I ordered it on my auto ship. It's coming this week.
Auto ships are running in like 2 hours, so make sure you guys follow up. Yeah, make sure you guys follow up. I was like, oh crap, it's auto ships, they're gonna run. Other than that, no, I mean, I think we were gonna talk about VIPs and stuff, but Jason literally covered it. We
Yeah.
have a new announcement. Literally tomorrow, our VIP packs are gonna come with, or our promoter packs, upgrade packs, whatever, they're gonna come with something new. So stay tuned for the announcement tomorrow, because that'll be a really good time to
I
tell.
can't wait. That's gonna be pumped. That's gonna pump me up.
Me too. I'm excited. I'm
So-
super excited for that. And that's something that they're bringing to stay, you guys. Corporate is constantly giving us stuff. They're not taking away anything. They're constantly giving us more, right? So really exciting. Anyways, have a good night, guys. Happy Monday. Oh, also tomorrow, Tuesday leadership call is still on. Okay. Amanda is actually hosting and she's interviewing one of our uplines, Amber. So that'll
And
be
Amber was a hair stylist, you guys, and she hadn't done this before. So before she got started. So
I
found
love her story.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. Anyways, have a good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye guys. Good night. I'll get this recording up ASAP.